Jacob, like, I just don't get, like, what's so good about The Mandalorian?
How can you not like it? It brings the audience back to the good old days of Star Wars. Its use of practical effects, actual storytelling, and throwbacks to Star Wars lore are off the charts.
Good old days? Since when has Star Wars ever been good? I literally use those movies as a way for me to fall asleep at night.
Look, I know Disney hasn't been the best regarding Star Wars, but do you at least like Marvel?
Like, I guess I used to like Marvel, but what is there to enjoy anymore?
WandaVision! What?
Really? WandaVision? Like, why did Marvel have to use the most boring characters in Marvel?
Goodness! You know what? I can't talk about this right now. I need time to process what you just said.
Yeah, fine. Let's just get on to this week's show.
Today, we'll be covering the recent Mars landing and the possibility of us returning back to school.
We'll also continue our coverage of CTE month and its 626 spaces that can make your day a little bit more brighter. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Jacob. Welcome to Show 19. Our student government has unanimously approved 3 constitutional amendments focused on ensuring diversity and full representation of the student body throughout its organization. If you have questions or would like to learn more about the amendments, ASB is hosting a virtual town hall meeting today from 1:15 to 1:45 p.m. The link to the meeting can be found on your student email or down below.
Last Friday, an unmanned mission based from the locally based Jet Propulsion Laboratory completed its 7-month journey to Mars, successfully landing on the red planet's surface. Perseverance will search for past Martian life and prepare for a future manned mission to Mars. We sat down with Mars 2020 lead project scheduler with an inside look on this amazing achievement.
Today we have Mr. Tim Clark, the lead schedule analyst for the Mars 2020 project. Mr. Clark, thank you for coming on today. We really appreciate your time.
Glad to join you. Thank you.
First off, can you take me through those key moments during the landing process? You know, the communications blackout, the 7 minutes of terror, and then how you felt when the craft safely landed.
Oh, wow. It was a heck of an experience. You know, one of the things, because I had worked on the project for several years, I was familiar with what was expected with regards to entry, communications blackout. So nothing, as it went along, during the entire time as we were watching the process happen, I was looking for anything that was different than what I had expected based on what I was aware of. And at every step of the way, it went exactly as we were expecting and exactly as we were hoping. When I saw the telemetry show that it was touchdown, it was an extraordinary sense of relief.
And what is the role of the lead schedule analysis? Could you take us through that?
Sure. My particular role was I was the lead of the project scheduling team. So for me, I worked on the sample caching subsystem, which the project considered to be one of the highest risk items, and the assembly and test and launch operations portion of the project, which was the final integration and test and delivery to the launch site for the launch.
Could you go briefly into what Perseverance will be doing on Mars?
So Perseverance is the latest, most capable Mars rover. At the end of the robotic arm, there is a drill that actually will drill for samples. Those will be the first step of a future mission to come and retrieve those samples and bring them back to Earth, which will be the Mars Sample Retrieval Mission.
Wow.
And so it will bring those back to Earth for the first time for us to analyze actual rocks in place from Mars.
That's all the questions we have. Thank you again, Mr. Clark, for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
The absence of CIF competitions for the entirety of the first semester upset and frustrated a lot of athletes. However, with the lifting of some restrictions, it's looking like outdoor sports games may be returning sooner rather than later. Stay tuned for next week's coverage of the return of competitive sports and the CIF press conference on March 1st.
Let's be honest, we all miss social interaction, and the words join meeting are not quite cutting it anymore. Thankfully, California schools, including AUSD, are taking steps to get students back in the classroom. Here's Giselle with more.
Since the start of virtual learning, many have expressed their desire for schools to reopen. And now, almost a year later, schools are beginning to make their comeback.
I am of the firm belief that we can safely get back our children, youngest children, get them back safely into schools in small cohorts, K to 2, K to 6. We can get this done, and we must get it done.
Over 40 counties in California have allowed their schools to open in stores with minimal access. Holy Angels, located right here in Arcadia, has gotten preschoolers to 3rd graders back in action. It seems that every student is required to wear a mask over their nose and mouth, desks are 6 feet apart, and they're all protected by a plexiglass. Arcadia High School, along with many other local schools, are talking about what steps are needed to be taken in order to get their students back.
I still see masks being required in certain places, and I think schools very likely would be one of those. Of course, we haven't received that guidance yet because we're not there, but I see that as highly likely. And, students and staff would all be encouraged, if that's the case, all be encouraged to bring their own mask because, everybody probably likes their own, but we would have masks, a supply of masks.
Moving away from LA County, more than 250,000 students in Orange County have returned to school. Some are using a hybrid system where students alternate days learning on campus, and it's been getting a great response. Though it may not be the ideal learning environment, students are happy to be in a classroom with their friends and teachers.
I think that I would say I speak for the staff wholeheartedly that we are so eager to get back to normal.
Students, families, and staff are excited to see what our schools have in store for us. This has been Giselle, back to the anchors.
As the 117th Congress starts advancing its agenda, you might be wondering how Congress shapes our democracy. If you are interested in learning more about the American government and the Constitution's importance, try out for Arcadia High's Constitution team. To join, you must attend the mandatory informational meeting on Monday, March 1st at 1:30 p.m. through the Google Meet link down below. Please email Ms. Leahy at mleahy@ausd.net if you have any questions.
Anyways, the point I was trying to make early on was that there's nothing to watch on TV anymore.
And I disrespectfully disagree.
Now that I think about it, APN's the next best thing to binge.
Huh.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to go rewatch all of our previous shows right now.
Wait. You do realize that we're anchoring right now?
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Besides, right now we're about to go on a break.
はじめまして、Jessica Summers です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。Hi there, I'm Jessica Summers. I teach Japanese at Arcadia High School. We have 2 Japanese language teachers. We teach Japanese 1 all the way up to AP Japanese. Maybe you're interested in Japanese food, anime, manga, martial arts. That's great. The language is very easy to pronounce. We support you while you learn it. We have taken students to Little Tokyo and Japan. どうもありがとうございました。さよなら。
The National Honor Society is an organization that selects high school students based on academic achievement, leadership, service, and character. If you're a 10th or 11th grader and want to apply to the NHS, you can check your school email in the following weeks to see if you're eligible to apply. An informational meeting will be held on March 10th at 2:30 p.m. Attendance at the meeting is required to maintain eligibility. You can join it at the link down below, or you can email nhs@asd.net.
In the first part of the CTE month story, we featured our amazing cooking, dance, and engineering classes. In this second and final installment of the series, Kevin highlights Arcadia High School's unique stagecraft, sports medicine, and video production classes.
Welcome to part 2 of the CTE month series, where we inform you all about the various career and technical education courses across campus. Today, we'll be exploring our amazing stagecraft, sports medicine, and video production classes.
The beginning class, where we start out, the students kind of explore each of the entry-level positions in the designated crews. So we have lighting, scenic, costumes, props, audio, and stage management. We also dive into a lot of design work, which is real nice because that's kind of the upper echelon of the theater world. This year, we've definitely had to kind of shift and focus a little bit more. So we've been adding a lot more of that pre-production and design work into the curriculum. We've been able to do a lot of mini lessons.
This class is really hands-on practical experience. So we'll be learning how to take vital signs, how to take your pulse, blood pressure, and how to do first aid wound care, how to splint things. What we do in this class is really half academic, and then we actually have a portion of the actual classroom that is separated where we move over and we learn how to do those hands-on skills activities.
So our class looks very different this year. Obviously, we are meeting online, so we are not in person, we're not in our wonderful studio, but our mission is still the same, and that is to provide quality and important information. I think the most important thing that we do here at APN is to keep our student body informed, especially right now, especially when we are not on campus, where we can't see the banners, we can't see the posters, we can't interact in the same ways, and I think what we do now is even more important. It's extra important.
We hope that this story was informative to all of you. Be sure to check out Beyond You 2021 CTE classes at Arcadia High School, which is up on our YouTube channel right now. This has been Kevin. Stay safe, stay strong, and keep on vibing.
Over the past few weeks, our academic decathlon team has competed at the Los Angeles County competition. In spite of this tournament being held in a virtual setting, each of our competitors won multiple medals for subjects such as math, speech, art, and so on. Congratulations to the members of the team for being able to perform amazingly at the competition.
Whenever I go for a walk, I tend to see the same surroundings, the same houses, and sometimes even the same people, and occasionally it could get tiresome. But if we look towards the mountains, there's a whole new world to explore. On today's 626 Spaces, Wilson is here to guide you through a hiking trail that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Welcome to Paradise. We are currently standing at the head of the Mount Wilson Trail here in Sierra Madre. And before a horde of people start showing up, let's get hiking, shall we?
The scenery of the 3.4-mile First Water Trail can only be described as stunning. While walking through, the valley and shrubberies are gorgeous to observe at, but nothing beats looking towards the right and seeing all of SGV, and occasionally down a rocky cliff. As you hike higher and higher into the mountains, you'll gradually hear the gentle flow of water, and that's how you know you're only a few steps away from the beautiful creek. Its pristine streams, the lush green vegetation, and the cool breeze drifting off your face will make it difficult for anyone to say goodbye. With an elevation gain of just over 1,000 feet and a moderately rocky path to walk through, this hike is a challenge for the entire family to try. But before you do, we need to talk about proper hiking gear. You want to wear a sun hat, light windbreaker, long pants, and most importantly, some sturdy shoes so that your ankles don't break. Also, it's crucial that you bring enough water so that you stay hydrated under the basking sun. Lastly, as you're hiking, here are some things that you shouldn't do. Going off the trail, picking out the plants, and worst of all, littering. If we all follow these steps, you, your family, and the environment will have a great experience.
What a beautiful way to end this journey. If you decide to go on adventures like these, make sure to stay hydrated and enjoy the nature all around you. This has been Wilson. Let's get back to our anchors.
After a week-long delay, a brand new episode of APN's very own podcast, Waveform, or KARC, is premiering today at 3 p.m. In Season 2, Chapter 6, Lauren takes a behind-the-scenes look at how APN's members Andrew Liu and Jacob Randall were able to help put together Arcadia's first middle school wellness summit, and how the two are maintaining their own mental well-being during these times. Go and listen to the soothing voice of Lauren Sung as you work out or study. You know, despite the different tastes we have in movies and TV, I say it was pretty fun anchoring with you.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, even though your opinion of movies is still wrong.
Okay, let's not even get started, or we'll be running the show into overtime.
Yeah, we can talk about this after the show is over.
Yeah, after. Thank you for tuning into this week's show. Be sure to like and subscribe to get updates on our latest content. Also, follow us on social media platforms listed down below.
If you would like to sponsor the show, please email us at apachenews@ausd.net. We've been sponsored by multiple restaurants and businesses in the past, and we would appreciate your support as well. This has been Jacob.
And this has been Ethan. See you next week, Arcadia.